Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another Legion Tower Defense 2 guide. This one is going to be for the Element class. Now, I know Element is very underrated right now, but I went ahead and did it anyway and tried to come up with the best kind of strategy I could possibly do. But throughout this video, I don't promise that I defend off the wave 10 because it is extremely hard, and with the patch, they made that unit regen a lot of life. And as much as I've tested, sometimes I defend it off, sometimes I don't. A lot of that also depends if the enemy leaks a bit or not. But anyway, I hope this is going to help it regardless, and enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so here we go, the Element class. Now, as I mentioned already in the intro, I tried this inside out, and also I like to start with the Modman because it's the most safest start. You can really never go wrong with it. And you need the Modman later on to upgrade that into a Golem. And also train a worker. Now let me go over the placement of the Modman. You don't want to have this too close to the wall. This was something that I also explained in another video, but I will go over this again. Here's why. If you have your tank in the front too close to the wall, what is going to happen later on is that you track the wave that in comes to your back line. So now the damage dealers will start taking the damage, and this is not what you want. So try not to ever put them too close to the wall. Try to keep them roughly around more in the center. Center is always better than putting it right next to the wall. And something I like doing most of the times is just holding on to the Mythium. I like to send 2 snails wave 2. Okay guys, wave 2. Wave 2 is very straightforward. You're going to be creating 2 Protons right about where I put them. Wait, give me just a second here. Let's put them slightly closer. So you want to have them roughly around that. And with the rest of the money that you have left, just go ahead and create a element in the back. You want to keep distance between your Protons and your front line. And I forgot to send the snail, but you make sure you don't, guys. Okay guys, so keep in mind that it is very important to also hire between the waves. You should always do that. You need all the income possible with the strategy, so don't forget to hire the mercenaries between the turns. Alright, so wave 3. All you do is just create one more Aqua Spirit and 1 more Proton in the front. But that's really about it. And you save the rest of the gold. You are free to now train another worker between the wave 3 and 4. Looks like they sent double snail. Honestly, we should be fine here, but we'll see. Because remember, we could have also done more Protons. I opted not to. But regardless, we should still be okay. And don't forget to train the worker, guys. Looks like even with the double snail, we are still fine. Alrighty, guys, we got to the wave 4. Wave 4, there's not a whole lot for you to do. I would just go ahead and train 1 more Proton in the front. But that's really about it. Again, just go ahead and save the rest of the gold for your next turn. Alrighty guys, so back to the wave 5. This one is very straightforward. You're going to go ahead and create a fire elemental in the back and save up the rest of the gold for now. Between the wave of 5 and 6, you can actually just go ahead and try and create another worker. It looks like our opponent is leaking a lot this game, which is going to make the strategy slightly more easier than it should. But you know what? It happens. And also that seems to be slight of a bug over there. The units just don't move. Alrighty guys, heading into the wave 6. Right about now, you should have enough gold for a rogue wave. Now, however, if it happens that you don't have enough gold, you can opt to maybe undeploy one of your Protons. If you are really close to doing this guy, just go ahead and undeploy the Proton. If that doesn't work, just go ahead and deploy a Windhawk and maybe 1 more Proton. But yeah, I would, like, if you really don't have the money, just go ahead and create the Windhawk. And between the wave of 6 and 7, you can already go ahead and train another worker. And right now, if you saved up a little bit of a Mythium, you should be able to actually send a Brute already. You can basically never really go wrong with a Brute early on like this. It can easily make them leak, so you can try that. Alrighty, guys. So we have safely got to this wave 7, haven't even leaked once yet. We have 100 gold. This turn is a little bit different because it is a great idea to create two more Aqua Spirits in the back. I would strongly recommend you guys to do that. If you don't have money for 2, you can just go ahead and deploy like 1 Windhawk between your lines here as well. And let's see how our opponent is doing against the Brute. Oh, we are gonna definitely make him leak. So yeah, like I mentioned, you can really never go wrong with the Brute. And there you go, we made him leak. Actually, a nice little 1/3 of the wave leak. Not bad. It's gonna help us a lot. Alrighty, guys, we got to the wave 8. Now, wave 8 depends. If you have the money to already upgrade your golem, you should definitely do that. If not, it's not a big deal. Just go ahead and deploy 2 Windhawks right there. Don't use your rest of the gold. Save it to upgrade your Madman next turn. And again, I saved up a little bit of Mythium throughout this video just to try and hire a Brute. Alrighty, guys, so heading into wave 9. This is very straightforward, as I mentioned last wave. You should definitely be able to upgrade your golem. In case you're a little bit short, just go ahead and undeploy one of your Protons. It is rather important to get this golem running. Very important, actually, to get this running before wave 10. If you can't do it this wave, just go ahead and deploy one of the Windhawks. And try to save rest of your gold for upgrading golem. Alrighty, we have got safely to the wave 10. Have not even leaked once yet. Now, since I have a lot of gold, I'm actually going to opt to go for a worker here. If you don't have that much gold, I strongly recommend you don't do that. But right here, I'm going to go ahead and deploy another Windhawk and upgrade one of the Rogue Weaves on top of that. And just hopefully this is actually enough to kill the boss. Because remember, guys, I did go for a worker here, so I got a little bit greedy. But we'll see how this goes. And looks like we are able to kill him after all. Great. Honestly, if you don't want to take the risk, just don't train a worker. If you want to be 100% sure that you can kill him, I would like, if I was you guys, I would be safe and not train a worker there. You can go slightly more defensive and make sure that you kill this guy, because it is rather important to get that gold. Alrighty, wave 11, guys. Just go ahead, like, if you have money now, I would just train 2 workers, like, right now already. It's not wrong to do so. Just go ahead and do that. So we now have 9 workers, guys. With the amount of workers that we have, I strongly recommend you don't go anymore. I went really heavy on workers this game. And we'll see if we can actually pull this off. But yeah, alright. So now we are looking to get another... We're looking to get another golem running in the front. And really, like, in the back, you want to go ahead and upgrade one of your elementals into a fire elemental. And with the rest of the gold, just go ahead and create a couple more Protons. Looks like our defenses are doing extraordinary. So we're going to be fine. Can't really say the same for that guy over there. So here we go, guys. Wave 13. As I mentioned earlier, we want to get another golem going in the front. And with the rest of the money, I would just hold on with that just for now. We want to also try and get one Fire Lord, or we can try to get a Disciple in the back of our line. It's really up to you guys, but we do need the Disciple, or at least one. And into wave 14, as my team decided to save up. I'm not a big fan of saving up, but my team did decide to save up. So I'm sending into 14 like buffs. Buffs are always like, well, nearly always the best. But it also depends of like what your opponent is doing, so you should keep an eye on that. Okay, so now comes the really hard decision. We can either go ahead and deploy a Fire Lord somewhere in the front. In this case, actually, we can do both the Fire Lord and the Disciple. And if you can do that, go ahead and do the same as I did. But if you can't, then it's really up to you to decide. If you can pull off like 2 Disciples, this is pretty good as well. Right now, what I'm trying to achieve here is to delay this wave as much as possible, because there's a big chance that we might leak a couple of units. They sent a Ghost Knight. That's actually not too bad. I think boss would have been a lot better against my strategy. Yeah, we're definitely going to leak a couple of units, but they did send a Ghost Knight. And looks like the leak is not going to be too bad. I think I went too heavy in this game with the workers, guys. So something for you to learn is that don't go so heavy on the workers. I think roughly around 7 is good. Not too big of a leak, but yeah. I think defending this off would have been much easier if we didn't push for that many workers. Okay, this is where things get slightly complicated. You should definitely go ahead and create like 1 more Disciple in the back. And having another Fire Lord in the front is really nice as well. If you have anything left over from this point, you can just go ahead and create another Windhawk. I am not a big fan of upgrading the Windhawk myself. I would much rather have Fire Elementals and more Rogue Weaves in the back. The focus on the boss was really bad to start with, so we might actually leak here, but we'll see. Oh no, we got the boss down. We are fine. This is where people a lot of times make a mistake. Alright, so right now you definitely want to go ahead and create like, let's say 2 more workers here. Since we defended this off pretty well, I would just go ahead and do that. And from here on out, getting another Modman, upgraded Modman in the front is really nice actually. So I would just go ahead and do that. Because as you saw, we had more than enough damage. We just need to extend the time between our front line or our back line getting attacked. Looks like we might actually be a little bit short on damage here. I think next wave, honestly, we need to get more damage. But we defended it off regardless, so we're doing great. Looks like people are sending, so I'll go ahead and send mine as well. I don't think it matters to this point of the game. There's no reason for you to really save up. You should try to send like every turn, get as much as income as possible, and then just try and, you know, defend off. They did save up this turn, so we might be in trouble. Alright, so we saw that we might need a little bit more damage. So what I'm gonna try to do here, because usually you don't get to these waves, it hardly ever happens, but I'm gonna try and create like a Starcaller in front. Now, the reason behind it is that I want to try and see if actually can we place this a little bit better. There you go. So the idea here is try and see if that works combined with the Fire Lords. Kind of like trial and error. We'll see how this goes. We have a Death Knight over here, which is going to be a bit of a problem actually. Looks like the Starcaller combined with the Fire Lord is really good. So test successfully complete. Yeah, it seemed that it was working extremely well combined with the Fire Lord. GG's and well played. What a way to yet again end the video. And it seems that the Starcaller combined with... This is something that I never tried. And this was the first time. But there you go. The Starcaller combined with the Fire Lords actually works extremely well. That is really good to know. Was not aware of that. Typically don't get that far. Alright, and we rightfully deserve the MVP status, guys. There you go. So yeah, that was the element strategy for you. So throughout this video, what did we do? I went real heavy early on for the workers. Now, I don't recommend doing like that many. I think roughly around 7 or 8 is way more than enough, guys. As you saw, we started leaking that one turn just because we went slightly too heavy on the workers, right? So try not to do that. And we found out that Starcaller combined with the Fire Lords is really good. Element is very underrated class. Not usually that great when it comes to late game either. Because, yeah, it's not even comparable to, let's say, Forsaken with, the dogs in the front. They are just much better off, like, defending these waves. But yeah, that's really it, I think. Okay, I want to go over one more thing, guys. So, let's talk about a little bit of the saving part, which we did. I don't recommend you guys to save. This is something that L Forward also, if you guys know him, he made a guide in Steam. Very, very informative guide. He mentioned as well that saving up too long is not really a good idea. I don't recommend saving more than 1 or 2 turns. Try to tell your team not to save more than like 2 turns. So let's say, all right, fine. Guys, let's say like from wave 12 to, let's say, 14. That's fine. But do not do it too long. So that's really it. I wanted to bring this out. What else could you try with this strategy? Just if the game tracks for even longer, I would recommend having another Fire Lord in the front. If you notice the Starcaller, it was working extremely well with the Fire Lord. So have more Fire Lords. I wouldn't really create more Disciples in the back. If you want, you can start upgrading some of the Violets as well. But here's the thing. Before wave 19, I would create another wave of Protons in the front. Just Protons. Just a wave of Protons. Try to have that in the front. Like another one. And yeah, that's really it. I can't really think about anything to add on top of like what I already said. Honestly, like past wave 18, it's up to you. And you really need to look at your defense and go like, all right, what am I missing here? Like, is my defense in the front strong enough? Do I have enough damage? You gotta look at that. If your damage is still alive as the last, obviously you have enough damage or enough defense in the front. Yeah, that's really it. But yeah, it is up to you. Still a nice strategy, worked for me pretty good. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye. Alrighty guys, so now we are heading into the wave 8. There's not a whole lot for you to do here. If you have money enough to upgrade one of your consorts, go ahead and do that. If not, again, if you have the money now to make maybe a Wildstrom even, go ahead and do that as well. Or just expand your line of passes. You can actually just never go wrong with the pass.